Hello and welcome to the Future Hidden Movie Gems podcast, or should I say, hola? Which of you do I forget about it or forget it? Okay,
I
anyway,
love they look at each other.
forget it. Forget it, man. You know what? This movie is literally the Spanish Chinese equivalent to Good Burger, and I've got many proofs of why. Anyway, we've got Jordan Christensen on the podcast.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Tick tock. Oh, that's the alarm.
Wait, bink. It's like, what time is it? 7 o'clock. It's actually 7 past 15 or whatever. It's like, I'm
I'm
slow. Tick
slow.
tock, tick tock, tick tock.
And we've got Cameron Mickle on the podcast.
Shh. You'll scare the fish.
Uh,
Oh, yes. Catching any fish today? Only a crazy person would think there's fish in here. This is a bucket.
Or my second favorite one, he's like, I'm in here because I'm mentally unstable, not because I'm stupid. You two are stupid.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
guys, today we were talking about Wheels on Meals. This movie's way too much like Good Burger. The whole Burger
It,
Mobile, I don't know what
that's
to call it.
that's
They
an
literally have
interesting.
a scene where they throw things at villains that
Oh
are chasing them in a
yes,
car. That's literally at a Good Burger.
that's
So,
Well,
right.
and like people in an asylum and stuff like that.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I honestly think someone made Good Burger, just watched this movie and was like, yeah, the only thing that's missing is a giant castle. But Kurt's Mondo Burger was his castle.
And
So
that's
I
where.
honestly think they
Did you think
plagiarized.
of Court Gesture with the whole castle scene? That's what
Sure.
we thought of.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Um,
like Court Jester and Princess Bride kind of mixed a little.
Maybe
yeah.
maybe a little bit of Pink Panther in there. At least I think
Uh,
the big detective, all his scenes when they're like
oh
handing
god.
him, he's like, it's got to be
Oh,
invisible
I
ink.
can't get drunk tonight. Oh no, I love the two. I can't get drunk tonight. Just one drink. Okay.
Cheers on making private detective. Yeah, all right.
And the,
Hey,
Right.
I have a secret and you can't tell anyone.
I have a secret you must not tell anyone.
somebody gets on the ground too with the big fatso, and he's like puts his face like right down next to him. So many great little details.
I never knew Christian Slater was such a great martial artist. Um, Nobody gets that joke. All right. Well, I
Christian
thought the
Slater.
stuntman that did the fight, the big baddie that fights with Jackie Chan,
at
looks
the
just
Oh
like
end,
yeah. With
oh,
with
Christian
the
Slater.
suspenders.
suspenders. He looks
Oh
just
yeah.
like Christian Slater from Heathers. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, from True Romance, the better movie.
Mr. Robot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Looks just like Christian Slater. Just a discount version of him. Man, he can fight. It's crazy.
Yeah,
To
he is
keep
really
up with
good
Jackie
too.
Chan is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I think he made a mistake though. He's wearing too much black, and Slater was wearing the brighter colors. If you want to equate the hero with the villain, you wear the brighter colors, and your villain wears the darker colors. So, but Jackie Chan flashed some interesting fashion choices in this movie. Let's just put it that way. His bright pink jacket at the disco. Anyway,
I
we got to get
love
into
Dude, are you
that.
that.
kidding me? Their style is so sick. I
It
Yeah.
does
love
feel
their
like
style.
it's returning because I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
like 80s and 90s are in right now. So
I even
kind
saw
of
Yeah.
somebody walking down the street and she was wearing like a 70s cut shirt. I was like, oh, 70s
No
is coming
way.
back too.
Guys, we're talking about Wheels on Meals. This movie came out in 1984. The synopsis: two Chinese friends who operate a food truck in Barcelona, Spain. Barcelona. They use their martial arts expertise to help their private investigator friend protect the pickpocket Sylvia, who's been targeted by a ruthless gang. How about that?
Dude, also so many of Jackie Chan's lines about Sylvia are hilarious. He's like, oh well, maybe we could pay for her for the night. He goes, and then what about tomorrow night? He's like, you can't save them all.
I liked uh I liked when he's like, "Hey, you don't need to steal. You're a very pretty woman. You can make a lot of money as a." That was a really funny backhanded compliment. And she's like, I wouldn't stoop to your level. I only steal because my mom's crazy, or I don't remember what it was. I live on my own. It's like, so it can't be bad. I'm like, you're right. No one offered you a job, so you're justified in all your pickpocketing and stealing. Anyway, let's get into two of our favorite thing, or what was like watching this for the first time and rewatching it for the podcast. Cameron.
Yeah, I watched it for the first time. I watched it with Jordan and Tot, and Tot and I hadn't seen it, and it was so fun. Just like all of the physical humor and action is just so impressive. It's crazy, especially in like today's age where like majority of action movies like have just crazy stunts, but this one like it has like the most mundane stunts that are insane. Like him jumping from the like out of the window and doing the splits on the like the thing and then like flipping down and then his buddy jumping out and just
The
landing
awning.
on his. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I know that stunt hurts
Don't
so
jump.
bad. And you
Pull
can even
the
tell
awning
he's
out
like
from under him.
like trying to rub it out. I'm like, I know that actually hurt so bad. There was zero acting going on right there.
Yeah, I guess there's like it's like a version of parkour where you hit your feet first and then hit your butt
And then yeah, you
last, but
give
I
out.
don't know. It
Oh,
didn't
Yeah.
I know
look.
that still
I
hurts
think
so
you
bad.
just break your coccyx for the sake of the movie. It was
Yeah,
like,
because I mean that's at least 15 feet like of a drop, like at least probably
gosh.
20. And he just like he's like, and he's like, I thought you were saying to jump. I was saying not to jump.
But
But yeah, just watching it was really fun. Rewatching I didn't get to finish it all, but it like I don't know how I forgot that it was dubbed, or not dubbed, subtitles, um, until like rewatching. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot this is subtitled. But yeah, just I mean, such a fun
yeah, where's
watch.
the Spanish version of this movie? I would have liked the Spanish version.
Can't
I don't know if does Jackie Chan do his Spanish because I know he does English and Chinese, but
I I think a lot of his older films are all dubbed anyways. So,
right. I was just curious though, because like this is a
and
Spanish
I
film,
don't
I
mean
think,
dubbed
and
in
I was like,
English. I mean he even dubs his Chinese movies in
that's what I was
like,
saying.
yeah.
I wondered if Jackie Chan would do. There's a Spanish version of this movie out there.
I've wondered that too, but
Yeah, and it'd been nice to watch that because I wouldn't have needed subtitles. Because I speak Spanish, y'all. Although to be fair, Barcelona they speak a version of Spanish, so I wouldn't know how to say
we got a lisp.
Barcelona, not a
Yeah.
lisp. Yeah, Barcelona. But anyway, yeah, this movie is so crazy. What was it like for you, Jordan, watching this movie?
Yeah, well, I'm very excited to hear you, Ty, because I've been begging you to watch this movie because you're a Jackie Chan nut. I think you got me on
Hmm.
the Jackie Chan train. You would always show me scenes from like Drunken Master, and you
So
just
good.
like you have to see these
Project
scenes.
A, yeah.
Yeah, Project A. You just yeah, you had like a bunch of DVDs, I think, or at
Hmm.
least a DVD of Jackie
Police
Chan.
Story.
The
Yeah.
only one I had seen growing up was like Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights.
You'd
Um,
seen like Jackie
And
Chan's
Rush
First
Hour
Strike. You
one
saw
through
the
three.
oh,
American versions,
okay.
yeah.
I saw
First Strike.
but those are his American movies. His
Yeah.
foreign films are top notch.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Like seriously, Police Story, this are
Hmm.
so incredibly good. There's some of the most insane wild stunts ever. And that's why me and Cameron was talking before the podcast, that new movie that came out with the stunt director. What was that called, Cameron?
Oh,
I literally we're just talking about it. Okay,
Fall Guy.
thank you. Yeah. So like I just expected there to be more fun stunts and just in comparison to Jackie Chan's movies, he's left on like another tier and another level. And like Cameron said, he can make even the most mundane things look amazing. Like him
Hmm.
just riding around on that skateboard, serving people, and just like everything he does, he'll do it 100 times till he gets it right. And they look
I know. I'm
so
wondering
good.
if he's like a skilled skateboarder or he's just like a dude perfect guy where he
Yeah.
like records a million times and he got the one take. Because, but he has to know his way around a skateboard to move like that. And I kept
Yeah.
looking to see if it wasn't Jackie Chan. I think it
No, he does.
was.
I've heard it in an interview
Yeah.
or something that he does skateboard and he learned how
Okay.
just to be
So
in.
impressive. Yeah. The maneuvers of him like just moving around on the board like that. I was like, I don't know. I haven't seen Tony Hawk do anything like that lately.
And then him going up
That guy's
against
still
the
alive.
Power Ranger enemies. I was like, what realm are you guys from? With that haircut, it's like slicing around.
Oh, you
Did
mean
they
the
look like
motorcycle
Power Rangers
gang? The
Yeah.
villains?
motorcycle gang?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
they totally look like Power Ranger villains.
I really that subverted my expectations. They get there and he's like, "What did your mama say?" It's like to be nice to others, but I forgot what my mama taught. And then she's like, "Oh, I won't fight you because I remember now." I don't know. That was so random. I was like, "What is this wholesome biker gang or
I know.
whatever?"
I love how the crowd behind him.
Yay! Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so random.
Eh,
I honestly believe that yeah, the Nickelodeon must have watched this movie and thought, "Hey, we can do an American version of this."
Also,
And they're like, "Well, we don't have skilled fighters, so we're just gonna."
also even on the second viewing, maybe I'm blind. I do not see them get payment once. I only see him take orders and give food. I'm like, how are you making money? He's just like, hot dog, okay. I'm like,
Coconut burger coming up. Yeah. And then he's like, I don't see no tomatoes on this. And Jackie Chan just whips it out, of his shirt, just like for
Consider
Shaq.
yourself
Right?
tomatoed.
Consider yourself tomatoed.
You mean Michael Jordan, right? Because
The
that's what
Michael,
Grant
that's
that's who
right.
Grant thought it
Grant was
was.
like, I thought that was Michael Jordan. Why were they yelling the word Shaq at
Shaq,
him?
Shaq, Shaq.
Still my favorite. Grant doesn't know who Shaquille O'Neal is. It's so funny. That is so Grant. He doesn't know a single thing about sports.
For real.
Anyway, for me, watching this movie was great. I just finished it before getting on the podcast. It was my first time watching it. Uh, and I wonder if I've seen clips from this movie or not because there were parts of it that look familiar and it freaked me out because the City of God, I think it's called. Jackie Chan does a stunt out of a tree where he reaches for a branch and it breaks and he falls and like he nearly got paralyzed. He broke
Yeah,
like ribs and whatnot.
I think he
Anyway,
got electrocuted too, didn't he?
he's done so many stunts. Yes, there was one where he's in a mall and he jumps and falls through, breaks his ribs and whatnot. And anyway, City of God, he like got rushed off to the hospital after that one, and I freaked me out when I saw him in the tree, and I was like, "Is this that movie?" But no, it's City of
Mm.
God. I keep forgetting, but Meals on Wheels, dude, he has such a great fight. I jokingly said Christian Slater. I don't remember who the fighter was. I have to look up his name.
That was such an awesome
Benny
fight.
Benny Urquidez. But anyway, he was wonderful.
Yeah.
Um,
That whole end fight, seriously, it felt like he was like kind of
like a good payoff because I actually thought I was like, there's very little action in this Jackie Chan movie. I remember thinking that at least um until they stormed the castle, I guess, for
yeah.
lack of a
Well,
better word.
that's why I tried to set your expectations. It felt more like a Pink Panther Peter Sellers.
Yeah,
It's kind of quirky and goofy, and then the very end it turns into an action flick. So
yeah. And there was a few like I think that they had a few brawls and tussles in the street, and even like the impressive stunt, like you said, with the skateboard, and then the random like friendship montage music video that I freaking love. The lyrics to that song, I wish I wrote them down. It was like, "I fall down, but I will get up and persevere."
Yeah.
It's like one of those like just corny 80s songs that like tell you what's happening, but I don't know. It that was absolutely nuts. And they're like doing backflips in the park and then they're like you try it. And then she like does this flip and it's clearly not her. I know
yeah,
that they got a stunt
It's
for
so a
her and stuff.
man.
And then yeah, it's a man flipping with a wig on and then they look at her and she's like ta-da, and they're like whoa, forget it. I just couldn't get over that, dude. Anyway, yeah, so I'm excited to talk about this and I don't know what else to say other than yeah, we should get into two of our favorite things. What about you, Cameron? What are your two favorite things from this movie?
I mean, I think my first favorite thing is just I love how over the top everything is. Like I just think like because especially I think this kind of it's like it nails what it is and is very self-aware. Like it's pretty aware that it's cheesy and over the top, and that's why I love that all the characters are like just a personification of like an idea or a character. Like for example, like the cheating neighbor, like it's just so over the top where she's like pointing the gun and he's like talking to the girl, like the young girl, and he's like, I love you. It is love at first sight or whatever. She's like, oh baby, I want to kill you. And she's got like the shotgun pointed at them and they're like fighting her to like keep her from shooting. Um, as well as just like the villains and like the first scene in the motorcycle. Like I just think everything is so over the top that I think it's so like it just makes it that much more fun and kind of plays into like that's what almost makes the like my second favorite thing, the stunts, that even more incredible because it's like it's got that Power Ranger lighthearted feel. But then you see these stunts and you're like, holy crap, that was actually insanely like skilled and stuff like that. Like it's insane how like much effort they put into doing those things. And like my favorite scene in the entire movie is just when they drive the bus over the bridge into the orange, like the orange crates or whatever. I don't know why there's like 600 orange crates out there, like just in the
It
middle of the
was
road.
all of Spain's oranges.
Yeah,
Yes,
in
smashed them all.
one spot, and then he just like lands on it, and the stunt people like on the crates are like diving off the crates onto cars, and it's just like it's a slow-mo shot that I'm like, it's insane that people
Yeah,
used
but
to
what
do
about
this
that
for
granny?
movies.
She gets out her car and she's like, "You're lucky. I have such a nice car."
Yeah, and that's the thing we were talking a little bit about before the pod is it reminds me so much
Funny
of like
advertisement.
What's Up Doc and just the stunts of like the cars in like the glass, and then also like the cars going off into the San Francisco Bay. It
Hmm.
just blows my mind, any movie, especially the ones that are like before 1990, that like have just insane stunts. I'm like, I know that the budget probably had enough for like one, maybe two takes for stuff like that, and so
Hmm.
you just had to make it work, and it's just super impressive.
I don't know. What are the going rates of a crate of oranges, Cameron? A truckload full of
To
oranges.
crash like a van into like crates of oranges and launch it. I'm like, that could not have been cheap.
It's funny how, because like I'm sure that a visual effect artist and hiring them for weeks to do that one similar take, I wonder if it's the same. It's like just go back to this old method of just analog stunt. It's so impressive and it's so
Mhm.
fun and I don't know, just does feel like a different time. So I would throw
It also
my
makes it feel like way
yeah
more surreal, because then you're like it happening in real life makes it seem more impossible than seeing it done CGI. Because you're like,
yeah
there's no way that's real. That's real. That's crazy.
yeah. It is interesting to see stuff like that. So I would throw that as throw my hat and my two favorite things would be the practical use of stunts and visual effects. Like again, you
The
got a
car
car flying
system,
across the highway, yeah, and you got
also the car system, like the
I know because that's like all they had for visual effects, and when I see that, I'm like, no wonder they had to physically do the stunts because when you have that horrific computer, I'm like, that's what they could do with visual effects, you know. So it
Yeah.
makes sense that they have practical effects, but. Yeah, so yeah, I was gonna actually. It's funny you say that, Cameron, because I was like, I was debating whether to say that, but I'd say the car as a prop, it was just like a big part of this movie. So, food for everybody is what it was. The slogan of that, and this movie is food for everybody. So, lots of
And
fun.
I feel like they cook like nine different cuisines. They're like it looked like
Noodles,
they had,
burgers,
yeah, noodles,
fries.
burgers, like Italian, probably Chinese. I'm like, what don't you have on this truck, bro?
I serve everything. How about you, Jordan? What are your two favorite things?
Yeah, everything you guys have been saying, and just emphasizing again, the obviously when it comes to Jackie Chan, the physicality of his stunts. He said in an interview talking about Bruce Lee, he says, I would just do everything Bruce Lee. I would no, he's like, I would think about Bruce Lee and what he would do, and I would do the opposite. So I just like love that. He's always doing like putting himself into like insane situations and looking unconfident about it. But
Jackie
this
Chan said he would do the opposite of Bruce Lee.
Yeah, so he just
Mm.
basically because Bruce Lee would do something with like super confidence and something, and he would do it.
Oh, so he would do like a coward or like a humorous way or something, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, that's how he worded it. I don't know. So
I thought he was throwing shade at Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
thought too.
Bruce Lee.
I
no,
thought Bruce Lee was really good at
oh,
like
he
Yeah.
is. He's just
yeah,
saying, yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
don't know.
He's
Tarantino
saying
might feel differently about that. I had my hands
no,
registered as weapons. Then Brad Pitt just throws him into a car or whatever.
no. What he was,
Yeah,
man.
I'm
Maybe
talking
I
about Once
missed.
Upon a Time in Hollywood,
I know.
Cameron, if you don't know what I'm talking about.
no, I know.
Uh,
Okay.
and what he was doing there, Ty, and obviously you probably know this, but he was just saying because Bruce Lee was best, he was just saying if he could beat him, then that means he was like a psycho crazy fighter.
Then reason would stand that he's the best fighter.
I
Sorry.
love your
I
Quentin
just channeled
Tarantino interview
Tarantino.
voice. Oh my gosh.
I did channel
Um,
Tarantino, what are you doing on the
yeah,
podcast?
maybe watch that documentary about the Bruce Lee before you quote me on the Jackie Chan quote, but I feel like I'm misquoting it or something if I said it and it sounded wrong.
Yeah, it
But
sounded so wrong.
I just love Jackie Chan movies, but this, in my opinion, is probably my favorite so far of his movies, just because it as a
Get
whole.
out of here.
No, yeah, it has everything I want in a Jackie Chan movie. Like it has like top-notch humor, and I
Better
mean
than
like
Rush Hour.
yeah, because it has all the physical humor that I want, and it has like old school practical effects where he got to do those things 100 times to get it perfect. Whereas in American movies, he says they only do one or two takes, and they're like, sorry, we can't do it 100 times, and so he doesn't get to do like. And a lot of times too, they do like too many cuts, and when he does it. There he does a lot of wide shots, and so you get to like see the whole stunt played out perfect. So, and anyways, I think there's all the humor I want, has all the physical comedy, jokes, everything. Like it just reminds me of all the shows we've already mentioned that we grew up with. Peter Sellers, Pink Panther, um, Cameron mentioned.
I don't know, dude.
Good burger.
I just can't. Anytime it's hard to beat Rush Hour. $50
Oh,
million.
that's
You
because
kidnapped Chelsea Clinton.
I know because you love Chris Rock and I do love Chris Rock, but
It's Chris Tucker. And keep calling him Chris
oh,
Rock.
whatever. Hey, Chris. So I
Not
just
all people look alike, Jordan.
that's not what I'm
Jeez.
saying. I know they look different. I'm just saying whatever. I messed up their names. Oh well.
He also thought, did you ever watch that clip where that news pundit thought Lawrence Fishburne was, or Samuel Jackson was Lawrence Fishburne? It's so great. He's like, oh, I thought you were just doing all those Capital One commercials. He's like, Capital One. He's like, see, this is the problem, man. You think all of us? It's hilarious. Watch that interview. It's hilarious.
Oh, okay.
He confuses Lawrence Fishburne.
That's not why I confused it. Just their names are similar. So
Give
I
it to you. We'll
think
let it
it's
pass, Jordan.
a
We won't burn
perfect
you.
Jackie Chan movie, and this is everything I want in an action comedy.
Action comedy.
Is there an original version, like, or is the original version what language is it in? It's in
I would assume Spanish.
Italian.
I don't know.
They're in Spain, Cameron. They speak Castellano over there. They
I'm
speak
sure there's just they
Spanish.
dubbed it probably for they probably
I
dubbed
just
it in
said Castellano.
China.
I'm pretty sure they speak Spanish. Spain.
I'm sure they
That's
did it in
Castellanos,
Spanish,
South American. Yeah.
Chinese, and English were probably the main three, and then other languages and for other countries. But I'm sure those are the main three probably.
I'm just surprised they didn't dub it in English.
No, this is.
Did
Oh, that's right. It's not dubbed in English. Usually
No.
they do that.
They
Yeah.
dubbed it in Chinese, and I was hoping to find a Spanish version of this movie.
Hmm.
I wonder
It
if
was-
Jackie Chan learned Spanish to
It's great.
do this recording. It's great.
It's great. I
I
wouldn't.
still would like a Spanish version though, because like I don't know.
I don't want it in any other way. It's great.
So can we get to the fact that they just stole from Good Burger, you know, like or Good Burger, sorry,
Even though this
Good Burger stole
okay.
from them. Yeah,
I was like, this was out way
copy
before
paste.
that.
They're like literally were like just threw all the ingredients in a blender, and they're like, yeah, take the Insane Asylum. Cameron, you're totally right. Like the Insane Asylum was like another connection I didn't even make, but that food scene with the food truck, that's 100% like ammunition and
and that
ice cream truck.
he's a delivery man on like on wheels.
Yeah,
Like,
Ed is literally riding around on
rollerblades.
rollerblades. It's
Yeah.
literally the same thing there.
Mm.
And there's close
Except
calls.
Ed
with,
is
like,
not
Bumping
as
into-
physically gifted as Jackie Chan, just slightly.
Yeah. And just slightly. I wrote down some quotes from this movie. There was
Is a patty something or nothing?
is a meat patty something or nothing?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Something.
Now we're just gonna quote
I
Good
don't-
Burger for the next hour.
No. So this was from the Private Eye when he gets hired by that guy quite by mistake or whatever. He's like, do you accept my conditions? He goes, on my one condition is I accept your conditions. I don't know. I thought that was funny. And then when they get a flat tire, he's like, oh, I got a flat tire. And then he's like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's just a flat tire. And he's like, yeah, well, how should I say we have a flat tire? You seem to be making a big deal out of this. And he goes, ha, we got a flat tire or whatever. Like, I don't know why they're having this conversation. And then they pull over and then the crazy guy's like, you guys got a flat tire. And then they're like, yeah, only a nut would say it like that. I don't know. I thought that was funny. Like the crazy guy keeps coming back.
I love him, bro.
They sure had a
He's
fun
like-
time poking fun at crazy people.
Yeah, I love it right after he says he's like I'm here because I'm mentally unstable, not because I'm stupid. And
No,
he's like,
'cause I'm dumb.
you two are
Like, you
stupid.
two
And then
guys
he
are dumb.
walks away. He's like, I gotta find another beach.
Got an idea. Why don't you take one nut from each of the other tires and you put 3 nuts on this one and then you could temporarily drive it. But oh, that's a great idea. Hey, I'm crazy. I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb.
I'm gonna go find another beach.
I'm gonna go find another beach.
Yeah.
Like in some park or
Like, you're
something.
on the street, brother.
And then what's his face is like, Dad's getting better, and he's like, is he though? And he's like, love transcends nationality, son, or something. And he's like, wow, Dad really must be in a bad spot or something. I don't know,
Yeah.
that was funny.
Like he really has changed.
Wait, and I want to mention a few physical jokes. Like when the guy jumps under the table and the villain jumps on the opposite side and they keep switching sides. And then he's like, come on. And then he switches sides and then he's like, come on.
Punches him.
And he's like right behind him.
Dude, he looks just like Luigi with his green outfit, dude. I thought it's great, dude. It's just like a little sidekick. Yeah.
And I love too when they're waiting, like the guy, they're both like trying to hit on the same girl. And so the other guy, he's waiting by the car and he's like trying to think of something to say to her. But then he like opens the car door. Your cab.
Yeah, and
It gets
he's like,
out.
she turned you down? I didn't say anything.
So good. There's just like
I even
endless.
like what he said. He's like, would have been the same result anyway. He goes, no. He goes, it would have been a 50% chance if you asked her. He goes, but it's a 0% chance if you don't open your mouth.
There's
And there was the good physical humor when they're both like trying to flirt with her, putting her to bed, like
Yeah.
how they're like switching rooms or
And they're
whatever.
stealing each other's bed sheets and
yeah, so
He's
pillows.
they're
like,
all being
milk
very
is better than
generous with
water.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
true. And he's
Or
like,
even
Milk
like
is much better.
he goes into the room and steals his roommate's pillow and he's like, you're gonna need this pillow, and then he like goes to the
Steals
kitchen
his
to get a drink,
sheets.
and then he goes and steals his blankets off of his
Yeah.
bed. I thought that was funny. And then at the end they're just both like arm around each other, bros before forget it, man. I don't know why I thought that was so wholesome and so random. Like,
Yeah.
and then when they finally see her again, they're like, "Oh, that lady wouldn't be caught dead over here." And it's like, "Oh, who knew our princess would be a?" He's like, "Yeah, but at least she's in a like that makes it better." I thought that was funny. And then I love there's this random scene at the end when the main villain, the swordsman, we'll call him, they're sitting at the table and he has to like lean on the other side of the candlesticks that are in the middle of the table. I don't know why it made me laugh so much. He's talking to Sophia or whatever her name is.
That's
Is it
right.
Sophia?
That's right.
And he has to like lean all the way around the table because all these giant candlesticks are in the middle of the table blocking his view. And then he's like trying to taunt is it Gloria? I can't remember what her name is. Gloria or Sylvia. One of them's the mom, one's the daughter. I don't remember which one's which, but anyway, he's like trying to taunt her and he has to talk around the candlesticks. That just makes me laugh. Like it's just like get somebody to move these candlesticks, please. Like it's just so cumbersome. I just thought that was really funny. But anyway, that was all my jokes that I had about it. And then one last thing that grossed me out was when the detective goes out and drinks from the fountain at the public square. Maybe there are drinkable, but I don't know. I just got a super gross feeling watching him drink from a public fountain, like, and not a drinking fountain. I mean, like, statue fountain. Like, I wouldn't drink out of that thing. Anyway,
I I just
maybe
found a
Spain
newfound
blocked me
love
into
for
that.
him and just the three of them.
Well, so he's in
well,
Project
dude,
A and Drunken Master, I believe. Let me double
Moby
check.
Moby the detective, he reminds me a lot of the detective from Memories of Murder, the one that's just kind of
Oh,
like will shove and move people out of the way. He's like, I'm in charge, kind of
yeah,
just like
yeah.
assuming that he's in charge, but like, yeah, but like actually isn't very smart, but like gets stuff done just because of how confident and like, oh no, I'm in charge. Like I love that he tells everyone like I got promoted.
Dude,
I'm like
he
temporarily for like maybe a week.
dude, and he gives me hope, man. I've never seen such a spry, chubby man. Like, I was so impressed with that. Like, he's climbing up buildings and scaling walls and everything else and still have some impressive stunts. Even with the
Yeah,
sword fighting, I was like, that's dang impressive. I mean,
yeah.
maybe he just looks that much bigger because he's probably shorter, but like I was just impressed with his spry agility and I thought, man, what's my excuse? I
I
struggle getting off the couch, man, and this guy's like jumping up over bulldozer blades and whatnot. It's insane. Like it's
I
just very
I
impressive.
also do love a good haze when they trick him to yell, You got to speak up," and then he's like, "The stupid Spaniards."
The Spaniards are the worst. Oh,
That's what
sorry.
it
I should
was.
probably get a
All of a sudden he's like, "Oh."
I should probably leave the club. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I did actually get a kick out of the beginning where I was like, oh, we could actually see Jackie Chan doing his workout and warming up to like fighting. I thought that was interesting. Like I haven't seen
Dude,
that.
their ab workout is insane. Like,
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's nuts, dude.
Oh yeah.
And they're
He
training with I don't know what to call him.
I love it
The
that his
Perry
brother has like
sticks.
a million different trainings, and then he's like, uh, like he's just too tired in the morning to do that one.
yeah, he
They're
looks
like
so good in this movie. Just
doing drop push-ups and whatnot. And
Yeah,
yeah, it's
insane.
when he does
crazy.
that kick over the and like turns off all the candle lights.
The candlesticks. Yeah, see that was so again, the candles could be on the table. I just thought it was funny in the center of the table. When he kicks, he like blows out all the candles from his freaking foot, dude. That
That
was
was
nuts.
sick.
And it keeps the candlestick there. It just like brushes right over him. It's freaking dope.
Mm.
I wonder how
Oh
many
man,
times it would take to do that one.
I know, right? Because you know, we've been like, hey, you know, we can get trick candles where we can just like die, and he's like, no, absolutely not.
All
You
real.
know, like all real candles
Yeah,
getting blown out. Or
super.
you should have someone off screen just blow them out for him. Maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe that'd be great. That's like the one thing they fooled Jackie Chan. He'd be like, get none of this Mickey Mouse stuff. You know, making a real film.
I just watched The Room with Tatiana. We read the
Did you
book because
really?
it's so good. Yeah,
Disaster Artist is great.
so good.
Oh. Anyway, yeah, none of this Mickey Mouse stuff. That's what it made me
Mickey
think of.
Mouse.
Maybe Jackie Chan is like kind of like Tommy Wiseau, except he's a better actor than Tommy Wiseau and
And
better at
coordinated and athletic
yeah, and
and
has hand
charming.
coordination and has like a grasp of the human language as a whole. And probably,
Yeah,
probably speaks
he
English
has a
better
better
than
grasp on
Tommy.
English than Tommy does for sure.
Hey, we love you, Tommy Wiseau. If you're out there, we'd love to have you on the pod. Dude, our next goal is to get Tommy Wiseau on our podcast, dude. What would we even talk about? We
I'll
need to
show
talk
him
about just fiends or best fiends or fiends
I'll
or
thank him for my
friends.
autograph from him.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Freak, dude, anything else you want to throw about Meals on Wheels?
Highly recommend.
I don't
It's
get the title. Isn't it Meals on
Yeah,
Wheels? But this
me and
one's
Jordan were talking
Wheels
about
on
this. I
Meals.
have an aneurysm every time I try to explain this movie to people. I'm like, it's Wheels on Meals. And they're
yeah,
like,
Wheels.
Wheels on
But
Meals,
like,
and
is
I'm
the
like,
joke like they drive over your food? Like they're not supposed to? Because it's Meals on Wheels is like the technical term, right? Meals
I
on
think
Wheels.
because
So
they drive
Wheels
a
on Meals.
a taco truck. You make
Meals
tacos like a
on
Mexican,
Wheels.
Cameron.
So if
you're
it's
a white
Wheels
dude. You
on
make tacos
Meals,
like a Mexican.
give me a hug. Smell like a taco. I just watched
You
5 Year
smell like
Engagement.
a
Yeah,
taco.
So good,
smell like a
dude.
taco. Hi, yeah, yeah, yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
I'm
Okay.
drinking out of.
All right,
No, I love it
guys.
when he's like, yeah, we'll just, like leave the kid with him. Baby looks like a drifter. Babe looks like a drifter. Looks like a drifter.
It's like a drifter,
We
dude.
can't leave him here. Can't leave him here.
Can't leave
Looks
him
like a
here.
Look
drifter.
at him. Look at him.
Look at it. Yeah, look at him.
Look at him. I don't like this new lamb chop Tom. We're just gonna have to.
Oh,
Why
I
haven't
got
we
it.
done 5 Year Engagement yet?
Oh no, Jordan, I got it. Queen.
Leon.
Queen. Yeah, dude, we need to do 5 Year Engagement. All right,
Yes.
so we end every movie podcast. But do you guys recommend Wheels on Meals?
Yes. Hello.
Yes,
I've only
absolutely.
recommended it to Ty for last like year.
This movie is one part Pink Panther, Good Burger, and Better Off Dead. For some reason, Better Off Dead should be in there, and Court Jester. It's all 4 of those movies rolled into one.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think that we
Yeah,
Americans
if
just
you like
copied
if you
the,
like
the
old
best
if you like
parts.
old comedy, if you like any comedy before 1990, I feel like this is right up your alley. Because it's a,
Like
Yeah.
any comedy before 1990.
yeah, I just feel like it's
That's
a lot of like
funny.
physical humor and then like just
Sure.
like cheesy kind of character tropes. It's just fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I
not
don't know if it's the fault of the dubbing, but I didn't care for Sophia and Lucy. I just didn't care about her or her whole plot. I really
Oh
didn't.
no.
No offense. Like I'm like, she's crazy. Her mom's crazy. Why is the dad dating the mom? Who are these people? And then at the end, it's like, oh, you're actually the the unfaithful father had a relationship to your nanny or something. And it's like,
It
oh, I
literally
hate that
reminded me of
man. It's like,
Joker. It reminded me of Joker. I'm like, this is the optimistic Joker. This is when his mom isn't actually insane.
and then she shows up at the end and she's wearing like this gaudy outfit, and then she like takes it off and she's just wearing her jeans and it's like, can I work for you guys this summer? And they're like, well, pray it's a very long summer and endless summer. I don't know why it's just so funny that they're like still simping for her, and I don't know. She's
obsessed.
like,
Yeah.
I want to be friends with you guys now that I'm like rich and wealthy and I've inherited all this stuff. I'll hang out with you guys. I no longer need to rob you. She
Yeah.
steals their money. They keep their wallets
Okay.
out, and then
Also,
they
her
put
finding the money in his shoes. I was like, what was she searching in there for an hour and a half? Like what? When he's like,
and they're
see, that's why you're naive for trusting her. That's why I hid my money in my shoe. What? I'm
Yeah.
like, no way she found that.
maybe
Can't
she was
con a
gonna
con
steal their
artist.
shoes. Yeah, maybe she was gonna steal their shoes, and then she found it when she put her foot in. She's like, "Oh wow, there's all this money in here." It's like, where else is money hiding in this apartment?
She is
And then,
really quick on her feet. I will give her that. Like she like when she crashed into Moby, and then she's like,
Yes.
oh, I'm so sorry. Like, this is my brother's card or whatever.
Yeah, gives him the card, then drives off, and it's like, oh, my wallet's gone. Freaking took my wallet. And then
Dude,
like
his fight
all the
scene
money.
in that room with all those guys was, I mean, that was sick.
Yeah,
Oh,
Just
she's
yeah.
comes
like
in.
all
I
the
also
mobsters. She
thought it
kicks
was
the keys under the
hilarious
door, and then
when she
Yes.
kicks the guy when she's like being a and then she like steals the wall and he's like, "Hey, you run!" and then she's like kicks him right in the shin and then runs.
hey, girls gotta do what girls gotta do. Because remember, no one gave her an opportunity. No one gave her a chance. It's called the job application. Check. Okay. Goodness gracious. No one gave me an opportunity. No one gave me a chance.
But now
Just give me a
she has
chance.
all the money she
Where's
wants,
that from?
so
Give me a chance.
Give me a chance. What is that from, Jordan?
I need. Give me. I
That's a
don't know what
different
you're
movie.
quoting. Yeah, I don't know what you're quoting, Cam. Give me a chance.
Oh, it's Ace Ventura. Just give me a chance, coach. Let me in.
Oh, yeah.
Let's watch that in
It's in replay.
slow motion. Insert
What else have you guys seen lately besides Ace Ventura?
I haven't seen Ace
I haven't
Ventura.
seen Ace Ventura, dude. It's
I
just-
need to watch it,
I'm able
dude.
to quote it, dude. I just
You watch it every
Cameron,
year,
you go.
Cameron, with your cousins. What are you
I
talking about?
know. It's because it's amazing. We almost watched it this last time, but then someone was like, "We watch that every time." I'm like, "That's the point."
That's the point, Jan.
That's the point. Okay,
It's
what was the
funny.
last movie we reviewed?
We
Was it?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Are you
And then-
serious?
Correct.
I've
and
seen
then-
so many movies since then. Holy crap!
You
I never have like any movies to
kidding
tell.
me?
I-
Well, that's because you
I
watch
watched-
like you binge watch TV shows like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, and you'll watch She-Hulk, but not touching like Memoir of a Murderer.
No, I watched Memory.
I know you
still need
did.
to see
I know
The
you did,
Devil.
but it took you 900 years anyway.
Let me see
Yeah, it took you
Bedeviled.
900 years to watch this movie. I had to force you. I had to pick it on the
You,
pod.
I swear you only mentioned Meals on Wheels like a few weeks back. Am I
No,
correct?
and
with
I
that?
recommended it
Yeah.
ages ago, but
Okay,
Anyways,
so maybe you just had a kick.
I
of-
watched the penultimate episode of The Boys. I don't know. I just
Dude,
the
you're
only
doing
people
what
I
I
want,
did with She-Hulk. I was like, let's just see how bad it can get.
don't
Just
compare the two. Get the
not
fudge
even
out of here.
close.
No,
Oh my!
yeah, you can compare
Get
it.
out of here! You don't even know what you're
You can
talking
compare it.
about. But
I
the
do. I watched The
Nope.
Boys. I fell off. I'm not interested. I fell off She-Hulk too. I try to watch these shows and I'm
Stop
like, I can't.
comparing. Don't even put them in the same
They're
sentence.
not even in the same breath. Anyways, and it's good. I just the only people I care about are Butch and Homelander. I just want every scene to have them in it. And then they're like, oh, but like Huey's going through a lot, and Frenchie's going through a lot too. And I'm like, I don't give a dang. Like, are you kidding me? Like, these people are so insignificant to me. And then we watched 23 Hours to Kill with mom and dad, and oh my gosh, the Jerry Seinfeld dude,
Oh,
the way dad just every single time is so
have a
funny.
brain aneurysm. 'Cause he's like holding his head. He's got like a headache.
Yeah, he looks like a serial killer. And then watching mom laugh at every single time he talks about the air, the bear is on me. She's like, but and then watched some Game of Thrones. I'm gonna be watching some more Game of Thrones, and then also watched Alien Romulus in theaters with Jordan and Colton.
How was
mean,
it?
I mean, it's the exact opposite of my genre. It's like sci-fi monster. And for the first
What movies do you enjoy? Well, I don't like monster and sci-fi. Well, let's go watch the Alien remake.
Well, he was
Um,
nice enough to let me. I invited him, and he was nice to accompany me because he knows
yeah.
I love. And I forced him to watch
Guess you don't
Aliens,
see-
Alien
Yeah,
3.
this is like right up Jordan's alley with like Pandorum and all that. Or
Yeah, such a dumb
and
movie.
so
Love Pandora.
I like
watching
Dennis Quaid. I hate Pandora.
It's in my top 100. Be quiet.
No, it's not.
It is.
Real.
Yes, it
It's very
is,
high
dude.
too.
Oh,
He made he tried
Why?
he made me and Grant double feature watch that and The Descent.
And
Oh
they
my
both
gosh.
fell asleep
Okay,
for half the movie, and they
Descent is good. I'll
switched.
give you Descent. Descent
The
is
Descent is
better
scarring.
than
Are
Pandora.
you
Yeah.
kidding me, bro?
Oh, it's scarring, but it's
Oh
it's
my
such a
gosh,
good
that
horror
shit
You
movie.
love the
time-
descent. It's Pandorum is literally the descent in space.
And I'm telling you, Descent is way better, and it's still not in my 100. So why on
There's
earth would Pandorum be there?
And
Descent's not
then
in my 100 either. Pandorum's perfect.
anyways,
Pandorum is the
and so
worst version.
Actually,
of
probably
Descent.
is in my 100. Sorry.
for the first 2/3
Dude, I
of
do need to do top 100
for
horror.
the
Sorry.
first 2/3 of Alien,
Wait, I
Covenant,
thought you liked the
remake.
first two
I don't know. It's
thirds. You
called
didn't like the
Revolution.
end.
no,
Romulus.
that's what I'm
Romulus.
saying.
Yeah.
Alien Romulus. Thank you. For the
Yeah.
first 2/3, I thought it was really well done, and like the thriller aspect was like excellent. I wish there would have been a little less seeing of the aliens and a little less of the aliens, because I feel like that would have added to the tension and like the.
Well, Cameron, they've done a lot of test screenings and surveys, and they found that the exact amount of aliens that you see is exactly what most general audiences wanted. So
Well,
now we have
do you
movies
know,
like the
Ty,
movie.
Disney owns
Sure,
Alien?
why not? They own every fetching thing else.
But
So.
that's why it feels I afterwards I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I understand why there was so
You mean
much
like the
like
chest, the alien bursts out of the chest and it's got Mickey Mouse ears on?
And then
After they escape the alien spaceship.
anyway,
oh,
Ripley
and
or
they
what
did what you
Ripley
Ty,
again is
I
like,
don't
the
"I'm going
first
to Disney World."
2/3
wait,
of
wait,
it.
wait.
Let me
Cameron, sorry,
finish.
really quick. I know I keep cutting you off, but Ty, you made this call ages ago. You're like, I'm making this call. Everybody keep it on the podcast. But you're
Yeah.
like
What did I
that,
say?
that you said they're gonna bring back people from the dead and they're gonna be using them. They did that in this movie.
Oh, let's go. No, I already said that, and then people are going to be upset about it because it's either untoward or it's like, hey, did you have any right to bring that person back? Did you pay the family? Did who
Yeah, Cameron,
owns
it
their
wasn't I
likeness?
thought it
Yeah.
was a de-aging thing. Cameron, he's dead. Like
Bro, I didn't
he
even
passed away,
realize this.
RIP. Huh?
I didn't even realize
Passed away,
this. Crispin
R.I.P.
Glover, Crispin Glover in the Back to the Future thing. I didn't even realize that they wrote him out of the sequel because he was trying to, come back. And they used digital likeness and the clay mold that they had of his face. They used it on a double. That's not even Crispin Glover in the sequel that plays the older version of George McFly. So you know how Marty McFly goes back in time and is best friends with his dad, played by Crispin Glover.
Wait, this is
In the
Back to the Future
sequel, they did
2?
not bring him back. Yeah, and Back to the Future 2, they didn't bring back Crispin Glover.
Which
It's a
character
different
is Crispin
actor.
Glover?
Yeah,
Just
It's
who
George
Crispin
McFly. It's
Glover?
George McFly.
it's the dad.
Yeah, the dad.
He's dead?
No, he's not dead.
Oh.
They wrote him out of the script for the most
Oh.
part because remember how he was dead. But then they go to the future and you see an actor playing George McFly.
I think
It's a
so.
different actor playing Crispin Glover. They didn't
I,
even bring
I,
back Crispin
I don't
Glover.
remember. I just watched it and I don't remember.
I'm having a brain
You know,
aneurysm trying to
okay, you know
remember.
the dad that comes upside down, right? He comes in the house upside down.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's not Crispin Glover. That's not the actor
Oh.
that played George McFly from the first one.
Fooled me.
They took the mold of his face and put on another actor. So they did like basically like Leatherface.
Oh, I thought he just
Or
had old
Yeah,
people on his face. I didn't realize
yeah, it's
wasn't
weird,
him.
right? And then they
Yeah.
turned him upside down so you wouldn't even recognize it. And he had such a small part to play.
That's
So
interesting.
it's-
Yeah, it wasn't him. I didn't
So
even
anyway,
know.
he tried to sue him because he's like, "Hey, they stole my likeness. Because I don't care if you get another actor to play my part. Like they own the character, but they don't own me." And so he's like, "They used that mold of my face. Some other actor was wearing my face around." So he was suing that company. Anyway, it brings me back to this whole point about the CGI thing. Now they're bringing back Uncanny
Sorry, Cameron, I
Valley
did
versions
this.
of people. Yeah. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Like anyway, so
No, you
Anyway,
called it.
the
yeah,
first
I called it. Thank you.
the first 2/3 of the movie were like Saul, they were like a 6 out of 10, and then they brought in this monstrosity, freaky, lanky. Apparently, Jordan, it's actually played by
Hey,
the
Cameron, I don't think British people are. Yeah, I don't think that's appropriate. You
Oh my
label all British
gosh.
people as tall, lanky, and
um
sorry in the
it-
water.
Jordan, it's actually played by like some like 7'7" Ukrainian basketball player who actually like is that tall.
Oh,
Like
they
plays
did. Well, they did
plays
that in
the
the original
monster.
Alien movie.
Yeah,
Like,
and
I don't know what I don't think he was Ukrainian, but he was like this.
They brought a tall man to play
Yeah,
Xenomorph
he was
or
like
something.
scrown, like skinny. Sorry.
yeah, and but then yeah, once that came in,
Every time I see the
along-
alien, it does that shaky head. And it's like
I know when it's opening its mouth.
trembling lips.
and then it turned into just like a little bit too much of like the cheesy monster movie where it's like last second I'm gonna grab onto this rope to survive and it's gonna jump out at me, and I was like, okay. But overall it was fun. I was glad that like I got to watch it with Jordan because I know how much he loved it.
Have you seen
Um,
all the alien movies now, Karen?
Not
not
even
even
close.
close.
He's seen 3, Ty.
You've only
Three of
seen
the
3.
9.
He's seen he skipped to 2 and then he's done 3 and now he's done this one.
Oh
He skipped all the
gosh.
way to 9.
To be fair though, I really feel like you just need to see Alien and Aliens. I haven't even seen
No,
Alien
he's
3.
seen Aliens.
Right.
I've
He
That's what I'm
needs to
saying.
see
He hasn't even seen Alien. You should watch Alien.
Yeah,
It's way
that's
better.
I've seen Aliens, Aliens Cubed, and
Clever.
then this one.
yeah, but I think Prometheus is great.
I still haven't seen that. I watched The Covenant, which was dumb.
I just don't know that I
and
can
then
see another person's chest burst open for at least a year.
I,
I think I just need a break.
I
from
know.
the
Aren't
last-
people done with that? Like, I just feel like you can't do
Uh,
anything new. It's like that's
There-
the thing
And I
they
also,
do.
I
They love
also
it.
don't know that I can see another monster face a person and lay an egg in their body. I'm like, oh my gosh. Seeing it's pumping, it's like, and they're like,
Oh,
how
breathing,
can,
yeah.
they're like, how can we save them? I'm like, save them, kill both of them right now. I'm like, the moment that thing sticks its like 16-foot tentacle down my throat, you kill me, hand it on the way out, brother. No way. If
Cameron,
you
I
bring
know.
me
See,
back to life, I'll
Cameron,
kill you.
what's so crazy is that like the first one is like a late 70s, I want to say, or early
I think it's
70s.
79. I think
79.
79, and then
Late 70s.
82 is the second one.
And it's so terrifying. And the movie still holds
Mhm.
up. I'm just saying you should really watch
I
Alien.
know.
It's so good. And
And I do
I
like
don't know about
Sigourney
this
Weaver.
new crap. Yeah.
I think she's
It's
a great actress, but
you should definitely give the
I'll
first one a
forever,
watch.
unfortunately, I'll forever see her as the Holes girl because that was the first movie I ever saw her in. So she'll always just be the rude chicken Holes with the scratches.
Yeah. On Mr. Sir.
Yeah.
Anything
You guys are bringing back memories I didn't know I had. The Holes
Yeah.
movie, dude. Shia LaBeouf.
And
Freaking
then,
John Voight. And yeah, that movie's crazy.
dude, Zero and
I can fix
Twitch
that.
and Twitch.
How about that
That's
song?
a really
dude?
nice car. I'm like, what is wrong with that kid? And then looking forward to watching some Game of Thrones tonight with
Wait,
with
I'm
the
surprised you didn't do the quote, Ty. But my daddy's owns the lake.
Duh, can we swim on the lake?
That's
I'm
who it
getting
was.
tired of this, Grandpa. Let's do
Yeah, you
that
better shut
bad.
your mouth. Yeah, that's the one I always quote to my
Oh.
wife. Like, I'm
Let's
getting
do
tired,
damn
Grandpa.
bad.
Shut your mouth, man.
All right.
Spits this
But yeah, just looking
phlegm.
forward to watching some Game of Thrones, and then
Junk.
I kind of want to watch Silver Linings Playbook again. It's been
And if you forget to come back from Madame Zeroni.
because Allie was saying that she wanted to rewatch that again, and I just can't stop thinking of Bradley Cooper in that movie. Just that song is killing me.
Yeah, you know, I think that is an overrated movie. I think I like that movie and I try to watch it
Overrated?
again. Yeah, overrated. I said it. Movie's
Which
just
Silver
Oh.
Linings Playbook.
yeah. Yeah, like go watch Uncut Gems. That movie's better. It's actually like the same version. It's the same version,
It
but
is
it's much more
not.
exciting.
Don't stop speaking to me.
No, seriously, think about it. Because I like that movie a lot too, Karen. I tried to rewatch it and I was like, you know, I actually don't like this movie.
I
It's
would
weird.
watch Silver Linings Playbook 12 times before
Dude,
I
and
watched
I
Uncut
even
Gems
love
again.
Fell in Love with a Girl by the White Stripes, like more than anyone. So when they do that dance number and they play that song in the middle of their ballroom routine,
I also saw
just saying,
a clip from Limitless, and I want to watch that because I don't think I've seen it since I saw it in high school.
Limitless is
It's
great,
still in
dude.
my
I
top
rewatched
100,
it.
so
It's
I need to
good.
check that out.
Still a good one.
But yeah,
That's a better Bradley Cooper than Silver Linings Playbook.
I don't know.
Watch it again if you don't believe me.
I
Uh,
love.
Are you looking to watch Silver Linings Playbook, or you said Allie wanted to see it? Why? Because you told her it was so great.
No, well, she's seen it before and wants to watch it again.
Yeah,
Nugget.
like I said, try watching it again. No good, no dice. What
Oh
else are you
my
looking
gosh.
forward to, Cam?
It's not as good as the first time, but there's still some great moments.
Yeah, watch Uncut Gems, dude.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous about Joker and Gladiator too. I'm just like, it's just two of those movies that I'm
Why?
like,
It's
why are
just
we doing
Gladiator
a
is already
sequel?
gone. There's just Gladiator's gone.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm
Gladiator,
sorry.
they have an
They
insane
played
cast, but I'm
Kanye's
like,
song, Tears on the Mausoleum Floor. Like I just died laughing. It's like, get the heck out of your seats or whatever. I'm like, this is so funny. Like it was
yeah,
so
I
funny.
can't believe that they're reviving it like
Playing Ye
an
song.
eternity later.
Kanye. I don't know. He goes by Ye now. Anyway,
Yeah.
that made me laugh. Like his song playing, there's nothing that takes me out of Gladiator and that spectacle that Ridley Scott and Russell Crowe developed with that movie, with like Kanye's rap
Then
music,
like
with
yeah,
like a different actor that she's like,
2018
this was
rap.
my husband's, but it's now your ring. It's like, why? Because we need to have faith that this actor is gonna carry it. Sorry, you were not Russell Crowe. You were nobody. No offense,
He
dude.
is nobody. I don't know him. I'm like, who is this?
But
This is the same thing as
Russell
Ben
Crowe
Hur. It's gonna
unknown?
come and go with a whimper, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
the remake of Ben-Hur, yeah.
yeah, it's
Well, a
gonna be
girl
the
told me,
same thing, known
she's like, that was
character.
such a good movie. And I'm like, have you even seen the classics? She's like, there's an original? I'm like, oh, stop.
It's like, I thought Ben
Yeah,
Hur
it
was its own.
takes 4 VHSs to freaking watch it, and
I
people
didn't see
died
it,
in
but
the
you
chariot
know what's so
scene.
funny? I didn't even realize it. I wonder with the new Ben Hur, did they just like remove Christ entirely? That would just be just icing on the cake. It's just a movie about a guy with a chariot racing and trying to get revenge on a Roman soldier. It has nothing to do with the life of Christ.
Oh my
Dude, yeah,
gosh, I have no
that
idea.
slave ship scene is also weirdly ingrained in my mind watching it as like a 6-year-old.
Running speed,
Oh yeah.
dude. Charlton Heston, man, that movie.
I'm like 6 years old, and Dad's like, "Watch this, is important." I'm like,
I kept remember hearing people saying that they died in the filming of Ben-Hur. It was actually the original one back in the 60s that they died, or the 40s version, the black and
I
white one. The black and white one, someone died in the chariot race, but they didn't die in the Charlton Heston one.
"Are you sure?"
yeah,
Mhm.
double check that time.
Okay, go for it. I'm not gonna
I
do
believe
it.
you.
Yeah, I remember thinking, but there was the earlier Ben-Hur that someone did die in the chariot race.
Was there an earlier one? I didn't
Yeah,
know about this.
there's like a black and white Ben-Hur. We never saw it, so it is a
Mm.
remake.
It doesn't
Charlton
exist if I've
Heston one.
never seen it.
Look it up. But yeah, someone died in the cherry rate in the black and white version, and then but
There's one in 1925. Holy
that's the
cow.
one. Yeah, dude.
1925. Holy
25. Yeah. It
moly!
was one of those old classic films, and then they did a whole spectacle with Charlton Heston, and no one died in that one, but they died in the 25 version.
That's why I get confused.
Well, it's
I-
cool because sometimes remakes are enhanced and like, they were limited at the time with what they could do. And then you make a movie like that one with Charlton Heston and it was really, really good and it's timeless. And like The Thing, there's so many good examples of like remakes that were greatly enhanced by remaking it. And that's not the case we have today. Right now, it's just copy and paste and remove what made the other one significant. Remove all agency,
Yeah.
remove all controversy, remove all
That
signs
and
that you could point to someone being
that's all I
bad.
want to add to the
Yeah.
Alien movie is the fact that like I did enjoy it, but
Yeah. Go watch the
it
original.
wasn't
It's so much better. Yeah.
It's honestly just makes me I mean it's
Wanna
just
watch the original.
it was fun, but the original I'll always go back to and I'll always go back to Aliens.
I do hope that Fede Alvarez like
Have you seen
makes
all
money
10,
though and
Jordan,
keeps
or all
getting to
9?
make more
Of
movies.
course, multiple times.
You need
But I would say-
psychological help, bro.
I feel like with Don't Breathe
You're
and
scared.
Evil Dead and this one, I feel like I hope he gets more license to make more of his own film because Don't Breathe was so good. I hope he keeps getting more money to make the projects that he
I
wants
hope
to
he
do, not
does. Yeah,
just
I hope he does
remakes.
original movies, but he's just
You should
he's
go
kind-
the way of Craig Zoller. I feel like he could be like right in that category where like horror, but do a different genre.
Just maybe less splitting of people in half.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, you've watched Don't Breathe, and I'm like, it makes sense that aliens always has that creepy undertone of like and whatnot, like the aliens laying
Yeah.
eggs inside of you against your will and you giving birth into aliens. Like, look it up. There's this whole thing about it. But anyway, I just find it interesting. I'm like, of course, he would be extended that invitation to direct it because you watch Don't Breathe and there's that horrific scene, and you're like, yeah, it makes sense that a guy like that is
Yeah, directing
heading
something.
up Alien. It made sense. Like, and I was like, I hope it does well. Only
Well,
in the
I
fact
thought there was going to be
There were
more.
no turkey beasters, or however you say that
turkey-
word.
turkey basters.
Stop.
Although there kind of was going down that guy's throat.
Yeah, that's
like,
facts.
oh, the aliens trying to
Yeah.
like.
Ugh. Mm. Yeah, and then that
Yeah.
dude, just shout out to some of the dumbest like character decisions where it's like, I'm gonna take her back to the ship. And I'm like, so she has aliens inside of her.
Yeah.
Dude, in the moment that chick started freaking out, Jordan, when she was pregnant, I would have been like, goodbye, I love you. I'm not letting that baby come out of you.
I know Cameron's like, close your mouth because she was screaming and blood was like shooting at her mouth.
She's like, like trying to open it up.
And her
dude,
mouth
I'm
couldn't
like,
have gone wider.
Yeah,
She was
I'm like-
screaming so loud
I'm like, you're
as the
asking
blood.
for eggs to be laid in there, girl. I'm like, stop, please.
Yeah. Too funny.
Ugh. No, see, and I also wish they would have played a little bit more with the water thing. That water, like the still water, and then the things moving in the water was freaky in that first
That was a
scene.
fun scene, yeah.
Yeah, I just wish they would have done more like that. Or like
It's pronounced water.
I loved the
Something
scene.
in the water.
I loved the scene when they had to be like quiet and still. Like I thought that was really cool too because they raised like the temperature of the room.
Yeah.
Well, I
So-
don't need to see that movie. I'm glad we spent enough time talking about that. Well, freak, did I mention
I
I
need to
saw
update my
Abigail?
letterbox. I'm sorry, I've been slacking. I know none
Yeah,
of you
you've been
check it, but
slacking,
I
dude.
have been slacking.
Well,
I
did
do.
we review? Did we
I was
review
gonna
Deadpool
text
and
you, but I know
Wolverine?
how much you hate when I text you.
Yeah, it's because it'd be like 30 minutes after I watch a movie, and you're like, "Where's your letterbox review?"
I just want to hear your thoughts. Is
I know, Nugget.
that okay?
So we watched Deadpool and Wolverine, but I munch. I
Munch?
must have
You're
mentioned.
munching.
I'm munching.
Munched. I've been munchies, man. I mentioned Abigail, right? Did I mention that movie?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you
Because
guys see
I
it
watched
yet?
it too. Yeah, I did too.
Did you see it? You liked it?
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Well, then why did I have it listed after? I must have forgot to leave a review. See, Cameron, even I lie on Letterboxd. I'm like, oh, I forgot to review a movie.
No,
I wish
that
I could date
happens.
when I saw
You
it.
can
can.
date it.
You just click on the date.
Oh, well,
And
there
you can
go.
also
guys-
tie. I noticed you haven't been saying when you rewatch stuff. There's a button for that, just so you know. Just let you know.
Oh, I don't know how to use Letterboxd
And-
properly. Yeah.
There's also a
love you
button you
guys.
can hit like, so I know which ones you actually like, and you know.
For me,
but if
for
I give
me,
a good rating, you'll
I
know I
usually
like it,
use
right?
like
Yeah.
for
Can't-
if I want to rewatch it.
Cameron still gives high
rewatch
reviews
them.
to movies he doesn't like, so it's nice to see which ones he actually likes.
Okay.
Yeah, because like for example, like 2001:
Okay,
Space
guys,
Odyssey.
you guys
I
are
got-
making
I-
Letterboxd a lot more complicated for me. All right, I just started understanding it. Now you guys are throwing all kinds of
the
things at me.
7-stage
Like, well, now you can say
algorithm.
you like it, but if you want to rewatch it, then you're gonna give it this rating, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep doing it as I'm doing it. So, I watched Mads Mikkelsen. I've been on a Mads Mikkelsen kick.
I
so
saw that.
That's why you watched
yeah.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's. One Flew.
No,
Kill
you're you're confused. The movies,
No,
The
no,
Hunt.
not Jack Nicholson, Mads
Jack
Mikkelsen.
Mads.
Mikkelsen. Yeah.
That is a good person to
Talking
binge.
about the
not Jack
Danish,
Nicholson.
Danish actor. So I watched The Salvation, which was a really good western.
Dude, you and your
It felt-
westerns,
Le
man.
Chiffre.
It was Les Chiffre. It was very reminiscent of what did I put in my review? I put Nocturnal Animals. It's basically the western of Nocturnal Animals. If you like that movie, you should watch The Salvation. It's good.
I like
Um,
Nocturnal Animals, but I tried rewatching. It's not as rewatchable as I was hoping.
For sure. And that's why I think
You
Salvation
watch your
was-
mouth when you're talking about Jake, but I agree.
keep my name out your fetching mouth, I think is what Cameron meant to say.
Yeah.
And then
I need to
rewatched
watch the presumed guilty, presumed innocent, presumed guilty. The new
the
Jake Gyllenhaal
show.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
on
I've
Apple.
heard really good things about it. And plus it's got the greatest actor of all time.
I heard it was good things about it, and then I remembered it's on Apple TV, so I thought couldn't be.
Hey, Ted Lasso
wa-
first season was excellent, so
I watched the first episode, so yep,
Ted Lasso's good.
I agree, and that was all I watched. Sometimes you only need to watch the pilot to know everything you need to know. I watched Deadpool 1 because after watching Deadpool and Wolverine, I thought, like, how good was the first Deadpool? I remember semi liking it. I liked it. I gave it half a star higher than Deadpool and Wolverine, so I guess I do think 1 is the best. And for some reason, I think I like 2 more, but I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch 2.
they're just
'Cause
not
I
as
remember thinking-
rewatchable, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's weird watching it though, because like I did enjoy 1 more than Deadpool and Wolverine, and I think
Well, we talked
there's-
about this. It's because it was like what the time it came out, it was new.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now
And
it's been
then
done to
now it's-
death.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think there's such a fatigue.
And especially the fourth wall break, I think also was kind of revolutionary, especially for a superhero. It was like, oh wow, this is super meta and aware. And
now
then
it's
like,
annoying. Like
yeah,
I'm
now-
like, stop looking at the screen.
yeah.
Because it takes me out of the
I
film
bet.
and you're just like, oh yeah, it's a movie.
So
Yeah.
annoying.
The
Yeah,
proposal.
because sometimes I just got lost in the magic, right? And Ryan Reynolds' performance. I think that's what like it
When
kinda
do you
has been its-
regenerate?
Bro, like,
Regenerate.
how is it that Deadpool and Wolverine is like one of like 25 movies that broke the billion? Like that's insane. Or like one of 55 movies that ever broke a billion? That's
It's
nuts.
because it
Why?
had Hugh Jackman and Ryan
I
Reynolds.
know, but I'm just saying, like, why is that like one of 55 movies? Like, is there any hope for the world anymore? Because like most of the movies were like James Cameron or Disney or some franchise thing, and I'm like, oh, like I have no more hope for the world. Like that's the only thing that makes money now. That's why we're stuck in this hellhole of movies. Like it's awful. Anyway,
Eh,
um, so Deadpool 1, and then on the Mads Mikkelsen hype, I mentioned I was on this kick. I watched The Hunt with my brothers-in-law. Showed them the most. I, I can't remember how to. It was like it is both the
Stressful.
best and worst Christmas movie of all time, which I think is
I've never
so
cheered for a child's or a young man spitting in a child's face more in my life,
Dude, I
bro.
read the reviews. They're hilarious. The people are so divided because there are people that are like, okay, they're like minimizing victims of abuse. And it's like, I know, but like to be fair, this is a movie about an innocent man that's been wrongly convicted, and you see that side of it. It was just so funny because people were like, this is the erasure of women and it's this and that. And I'm like, I don't know, I think you're missing the whole point. And then people were like,
Yeah.
I want to kill that child, like F that child. It's like, what them free. And then you're like, okay, like you're also missing the point. Like I thought it was very sweet at the end, very sweet at the end when Mads Mikkelsen and the child like he picks her up and you have this moment where she hugs him and it's like to say sorry again in a childlike way, completely innocent.
And it's
She's completely
terrifying. I'm
innocent.
like,
Yeah,
put that child down
right.
now.
No, but again,
Don't pick it up.
Put that
put that
cookie
child
down
now.
now.
Put that
Put
thing
that
back where it
child
came
down
from. Or so
now.
help me. So help me.
It's so funny. But
Put that cookie
what
down
in the movie? Did we review Hunt
now.
on the podcast? We did, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure because I watched it again and yeah, I did 4.5 stars. I think the only reason I can't give it five is just the subject matter because I
Yeah.
think I realize what I think a perfect movie is now. It's like one that everyone should see, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
This one, it's like, I have to
I can't,
select who I
yeah.
can
It's like
give.
I don't know who to. It's like, dude, you should watch this movie. It's like about a guy that's wrongfully convicted about abusing a kindergartner. I'm like, yeah, it's so good. You see it? Did you cry? Are you dead inside? Did you not
The,
cry, dude?
and
That
yeah,
scene in the church where he just looks at his
yes.
friend,
When
that
he's
look
look,
he
oh
gives him.
my gosh.
Dude,
And
he's
then when he
just
starts
slapping him
punching
and his
him,
friend is just
I
taking
wanted
it.
to punch
Oh.
him. I was standing up at the screen. I was
I
like,
want to punch his
screw
wife,
you.
bro. His wife is way worse. I'm like, you
Yeah,
stupid
she's the,
whore.
oh
Oh
my
my
gosh, dude,
god.
she
Again, the
is.
reviews would talk about you guys and hating the women in this movie and the deployment of women in this movie. Now, to be fair, there was one criticism that I thought was valid, only in the fact that again, it was told from the perspective that he is completely innocent and this is a wrongful conviction. They didn't leave any dubious doubt in your mind because they actually, I think they were talking about like, okay, how do we make this movie? Do we leave it dubious? Do we like, do
With
we
that
just do the
final
performances?
shot in the forest.
Dude,
Well,
me,
no,
me
no.
and Drew,
I don't mean that. I mean whether or
Oh,
not Mads
me and Drew
Mikkelsen is
paused
actually
it like
guilty of what they're accusing him of. They actually were thinking we could make it more dubious and not show like we don't know if he actually did the crime or not. Now, the way they
oh,
did it was it's very clear that he didn't do it. Like there's no mistaking that he is not innocent. Because the townspeople have to grapple with that, right? They have to take him at his word. The gossip and the rumor and the hysteria spreads really quickly, but we know for a fact that Clara made this lie up. It was a lie, and we know for a fact that Mads Mikkelsen had no part in it. Had nothing to do with. It was all fabricated. But it's
well,
just interesting that again, people leaving reviews were saying stuff like, "Okay, but think about the trauma that the parents had to go through, believing that their childs were abused." And I'm like, I get it. It's just to me, this was a different story where it was like about a man being wrongfully accused of something so
well,
horrendous, how
I
it
think
affected his life. And I just don't feel like there's enough time. Yes, if they made it a 3 hour epic, you could have spent another 10, 15 minutes on Clara's family and how they're grappling with it. Because again, let's just assume that it was true. There would be so much trauma and for that family to go through and deal with. And like, again, the movie glosses over it because we know that it's wrong and we watch his version of events and what happened and that he was wrongfully confused. I
also,
just thought it was so interesting that a great
whoever
film like
killed the
this.
dog deserves to die a slow
Oh,
and
sure,
painful
sure.
death.
I just find it so interesting that a movie that's so beautiful can be so polarizing, which I think is interesting. And I'm like, that's a powerful film because you might watch it and be like, okay, but you missed this, this, and this. And it's like, no, no, no. The directors were very well aware of the subject matter and they did an excellent job at handling it. And yes, even then, some people, it's just like me watching Darren Aronofsky, The Whale, and I'm like, wow, I am fat phobic. Thanks for that, Darren Aronofsky. Like, I hate fat people. He made it. He made it so.
have
So
you watched
thanks
The
for
Whale
that.
yet, Cameron?
No.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my fetching gosh, Kevin, watch The Whale.
I
It's
love
the
The Whale.
worst movie of all
It's in my
time.
top 100.
Um,
So good.
So bad, dude. Oh, watch it, dude.
Dude,
So bad, dude.
You're really
exploded.
selling it.
Cameron, it's the worst movie of all time. I'm serious.
It's top
Jordan
100.
loves it.
I love it.
I gave it a
That's
half
because
a
I love
star,
all
think.
Darren movies.
I know you loved all Darren movies.
Do you like a single one of his movies, Cameron? I don't think I like any of them.
What are the ones I've
Have
seen?
you seen
Jordan?
The Wrestler yet?
I
No.
still need to see The Wrestler. That's the one I do
That's
want
a
to
good
watch
one.
because I've heard
Yeah.
it's a great one. Yeah.
Well, it's literally the
I
one we
know, it's
just
Prince
Is he,
reviewed.
Swan,
is he
Black
is he Black
Swan, yeah.
Swan?
Yeah, the Black Swan. Wait, but it's literally what's the wrestling one we just did? The Iron Claw.
Iron
The Iron
Claw?
Claw.
Yeah, it's literally
It's that
Iron
movie.
Claw, but
Better.
imagine more dark and depressing and like disturbing stuff.
Yeah, maybe it's like they did the real story where they didn't leave anything out, like 2 more brothers dying in that family.
I don't mean like that. I mean like
Uh,
just
yeah.
all like him crapping into like pissing into like a bag and stuff. Like you see the disturbing stuff. Like I don't know. I don't know.
What are you trying to get me to watch?
Now I really need to watch that movie, dude.
No, it's
Yeah.
so good. It's like
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
convinced
sounds really
Darren
good.
Aronofsky. I think he's a troll, dude. I think he's a troll.
a troll. He's just a master at
Yeah,
cinema.
No.
Black Swan was all right, but I mean, I feel like seeing like them Loki showing like intimately, what's her name, Natalie Portman. Like I was like, all right, I think I get the message. Like,
That's yes.
like I'm like skipping and it's just like still going. I'm like, oh,
It's
oh,
it's
oh.
literally Cameron. So imagine, yeah, Iron Claw, but just like unfiltered. You're just like you're peeking into things. You're like, this is a little too personal. I think.
Or how
Maybe I
about a
shouldn't-
pizza
maybe I
delivery man
shouldn't be
that's
saying-
surprised that he's bringing 2 extra large pizzas for one man every day of the week? A surprise that he's delivering pizza to a morbidly obese person.
Smothering that
Oh
thing
my
with the
gosh,
ranch.
he's fat.
Dude,
Yeah.
honestly, I told you that
Oh
movie
my
made me
God.
hungry when I was watching it. His
Oh.
meatball sub, I was like, oh yes. Dude, I wanted to go to a firehouse and
Cameron,
give me a
you need to
meatball.
watch it. It's the worst
I-
movie of all time. You should watch it.
not want to watch it.
You should watch it. You should seriously watch it. To be fair, Brendan Fraser is acting the heck out of it. And
Yeah, and
it's
Cameron,
so bad. The movie's so bad. It's like the
Colton
Room.
loves it. I'll come over and me and Colton will both watch it with you.
Maybe
I do not know why you would rewatch that movie.
So
for
I've seen
any
it so
reason.
many times now. Oh my gosh.
Stop.
love
Dude,
it.
you and
Stop.
Darren's movies, you need psychological help.
Yeah.
I don't know why you like him so much, dude. Just latch yourself onto any other director, Fincher, Quentin Tarantino, anyone. Please, just stop with Darren Aronofsky.
Jordan, I
He's
really
the
want to
worst.
rewatch Benjamin Button and give it another shot just because of Brad and David. I'm like,
I liked it.
it was
No,
just so
thanks.
jarring to see as a teenager, just see that monstrosity
So-
of a baby.
The last 2 movies I watched was Late Night with the Devil with David
You rewatched it.
Gazanowski.
So good.
Rewatched it with
I rewatched
my
it.
brother-in-law. He wanted to see it so bad. He said it was good. He said it was okay. I think he was hoping for more scares because I guess he
Mhm.
thought like the whole movie would be the interview of the devil. So like it was kind of
it's
like a
just
smaller
one
part of
scene.
it.
Oh, also, don't know if
Yeah.
y'all
But it
saw
builds up
that
to it. Yeah.
the dude who made Long Legs is coming out with a new movie. I saw a trailer.
Frank Oz is directing the
What?
movie.
Already?
Yeah,
He just made that movie though.
and it's being produced by like somebody else that we all know.
Are you sure he's directing it?
Yeah,
He's producing.
no,
Or
I'm
he's
like
not?
90.
Because
You can look that
sometimes
up. And then the last movie I just saw was Wind River, which did we do a review on the podcast? Okay, just making sure. That movie, holy crap, 4.5 stars. Just like The Hunt. It is such a powerful film and so great. Jeremy Renner, as Elizabeth Olsen, is that who it is? Just absolutely amazing film. Wind River's so freaking good.
Wind River's so good. Oh my gosh, Jeremy
Yeah,
Renner,
yeah.
dude. I'm gonna give you the same chance she got. And then
it's so
when he's
funny.
like,
You always quote that part. That's my least favorite part. My favorite part is when they show up and they have that intense scene right before the shootout. Like all the
Where it's
guys are like,
you see what they're doing? They're
yeah, you see what
flanking
they're
us.
doing?
no, see, I love it right when he's like, what do you want me to do, man? What do you want me to do?
There's nothing to
I-
do. There's just snow.
I just want him to just kill him. I wish he just put a bullet in his head. They dragged that out way too long. I was just like, ugh. I hearing him
What?
whimper. He was just like suffering. I'm like, just kill him already. Ugh.
Oh my gosh,
That's
Jordan,
the
you had
point,
sympathy
Jordan.
for him, bro. I wanted him to die slow and
Yeah, dude. I
painfully,
wanted him to
bro.
die more painfully, dude.
He was too. He just any more minutes on the earth. It was just like too much. I was like, he's gross.
Mm.
Please just clean him up. Like
Yeah, but
I'd like
in
to
the
kill him
defense of
softly
this
from a distance. Huh?
in
All the
defense of
whining
this
and the
movie,
crying.
in defense of this movie and watching it again, I definitely appreciate it more. And again, I hesitate to give it 5 stars only because I'm like, hey, you should watch a really depressing movie about the Native
Yeah.
American culture in Wyoming. It's like, wait, what? Like, but it's so well done. But if you pose it like it's more of a like a drama slash revenge slash
Well, just think about the
crime,
writer,
yeah.
the guy who did Sicario and Hell or High Water.
Oh, so it's written by that guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude,
His,
well, speaking of Sicario, that's the movie I'm gonna make my brothers-in-law watch next because I told them, I was like, because I really liked Wind River, and I'm like, okay, Sicario is the same movie about the Mexican drug cartel because you have
yes.
the
It is.
plucky detective Emily Blunt, just like Elizabeth Olsen, and it's all about the truth being uncovered, and then revealed at the end it's a revenge story
Yeah,
for
it's called The
the
Monkey.
wolf, just like it was for Jeremy
It's
Renner.
based on the short story by Stephen King, produced by James Wan, and written and directed by Osgood Perkins. I'm
What's
sending
it
you guys.
called?
I'm sending you guys the
Monkey?
trailer right now.
Is it? It's called 12 Monkeys. You said remake,
It's based
I
it's
love
based
12
off of
Monkeys.
the
and they actually bring back Bruce Willis with his memory loss or whatever, and
it's
he
Dude,
plays
based off
his
of
crazy.
the
performance is so
it's
good in that.
it's based
Sorry.
off of the short by Stephen King.
Which one was it? The monkey? I don't remember which one that one was.
The only one of his I remember is the Monkey Paw, but
Well, I don't think that's Stephen King. Monkey Paw is like
Cameron,
the
Oz
Wish Upon. Yeah.
Perkins is not the same guy that Frank Oz. Those are two different.
Frank Oz. Yeah, he's saying Oz Perkins.
Yeah, that's a different director.
Osgood Perkins.
Yeah,
Oz Good Perkins.
yeah, that's not the same guy. Frank Oz.
Frank
Yeah,
Oz.
that's why I was like, that's impossible. He just put out the movie. Then like, there's no way. Like,
No,
I mean,
look, it's written and directed by Osgood Perkins.
yeah, his
Frank
name is
Oz.
Frank Oz, the guy that directed.
No, but his name is
The
Osgood
Osgood
or whatever.
Perkins
Yeah.
is the person who directed Longlegs.
Oh, whoops, I'm
Yeah.
looking at the wrong
Yeah,
director.
no, yeah, I told you. That's
Why was I looking
right.
up? Why was I looking
Now I'm
up
just
Frank
gonna now I'm gonna
Oz?
say now I'm gonna say it like
Who
Oz
the
Perkins.
fuck is Frank Oz?
Osgood. Yeah, it's his name is Osgood,
The
right?
Muppet
He goes by.
Show?
Osgood Perkins? Is he the same guy?
He's the
We're spending
same
way too much
guy.
way too much
I
time on
told
this.
Disbelief.
I don't know what's
Jordan,
going
he's
on.
well, I could believe it.
And
He
it's your
just got
boy
done
James
making.
Wan, Jordan. You love James Wan.
I like his directed movies. I don't know about produced. He's produced some
Did you
meh
see
films.
Malignant? Yeah, I didn't see Malignant.
No,
Is that one
Malignant,
good?
that was a good one. The first
Okay, I
half
did
just
want to see
starts
it.
out like a regular horror movie, and
Yeah,
then the second half is like, the expression you use to the wall is like
yeah.
insane.
Okay, then I do want to see it because yeah, I was like, I don't know if it's my movie. It just looked like Basket Case meets like I
Yes,
don't know Resident Evil. That's
that's
kind of what it
literally
feels. Yeah,
maybe Resident Evil, but yeah, just
yeah.
the second half is like freaking bananas. That's why I love it.
Bananas.
It's not
Okay,
for everybody.
so
The
yeah,
only
those are
thing
the movies. Oh
I'm
yeah,
looking
go ahead.
forward to, and I texted you guys. It's probably going to be political, but Rebel Ridge, just because I love his first three films, or I guess
I have
technically
hope.
four.
I feel like he's one of those directors that could still make a movie that like skirts past the check boxes, but could still
Yeah.
make an engaging film, if that makes
Yes.
sense. Because like to me, it's like I actually don't care if the cops are corrupt, if I believe that the one they stand to gain money or there's some crime they're
Like
covering up, they're
Training
dirty
Day.
cops. Yeah, like dirty cops. I really don't care if that's the case. I
Dude,
just
someone
hope
was
it's
telling
not
me
like,
that
oh,
they
I
did
just
not
love
like
being
Denzel
racist
as a
and it feels so
villain.
good to be racist. I just love hating so much. It's like
Oh.
why? Like why? Like make a movie like
Yeah.
give him one other it's like Cop Car. Remember that movie? Kevin Bacon plays
I
such
like
a
that
good
one.
villain because again, he's chasing money and a crime. There's nothing more exciting than cops covering up their dirty crimes. But when they're just outright racist, it's just not enjoyable because it's like, oh, what a scumbag. I hope he dies. And then you're like, okay. But like with this, I feel like did you watch the trailer? Did you watch the trailer?
I didn't spoil it because I started it. I'm like, I know I
Yeah.
already want to watch it, so why
Yeah,
am I
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
spoil it? So
There's literally the animal kingdom. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gotta go.
it's going on. Dang it.
But no,
Don't
but
tell me
it's
anymore. Don't tell me anymore.
anyway, it made me laugh out loud though because it's in the trailer. I don't know if I can
Oh
spoil
my
it,
God.
maybe
Don't
not.
tell
Yeah.
me. Stop, stop, stop.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
It's
really excited because I
that.
know there's going to be like a insane. There's always his violence is so good, dude.
Yeah.
Green Room, Blue Ruin, and
Dude, I watched a video, right? Did I show you that one, Jordan, about like how the visceral violence of Green Room, the scene with the arm and the door?
probably yeah.
Bro,
That's
I
Yeah, you
watched
hilarious.
that
sent
and
that
he's
in.
like out of yeah, I sent that one because Because I remember feeling the
Nothing
same
will
way.
ever
I was
scar
like,
me
yeah,
more
no.
than when he box cutters that dude's stomach.
Well, that was disturbing, but no, like the way that they build up about that arm
I'm
to the
very
door is the
aware,
most horrifying thing. Yeah, like
but I'll tell you what I remember more is that box cutter going through that dude's skin like a box opening. I'm like, it's like
yeah, Green
salami,
Room
bro.
will
It's just,
be such a
let me just open up
answer.
It
this.
was salami. That was horrible.
That
And then
movie's
the guy that did In a
unbelievable.
Violent Nature, I think announced that he's going to do a second one. So I'm
In a Violent
excited.
Nature. Which one's in a Violent
That's the one
Nature?
where you just watch the guy going through the forest, just hacking up kids.
Oh, the is the
Jordan
sequel
Dream.
called In Violent Nature?
What? Yeah,
Did
it's called
they?
In a Violent Nature. Yeah, they're doing a second one. It's basically Jason Voorhees, but his name's Johnny, and just walks through the
It's
forest.
just Jordan every Friday night.
Yeah, Friday the 13th.
Dude, the next one, it just starts with him in a yoga class, with like everyone doing yoga around him, and he just gets to do the same kill to everyone there. Just a bunch of yoga deaths. I
Just
just thought that'd be funny.
And then obviously I've mentioned it before, but S. Craig Zahler's new movie is finally in production. Hallelujah.
Craig Zoller, is it really?
Dude, it took him long enough. Holy
And
cow.
who's who's gonna be in it?
Yeah, Vince Vaughn and then
Let's
Adrian
go.
Brody.
Brody.
And then this
Oh,
guy,
yeah,
he's in
Adrian
all of his
Brody.
movies. He's making a cameo like he always does.
Oh yeah, but wait, Adrian Brody. I know the name. Can't I think of it?
He was in The Pianist.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. You could have just said. Sorry, I'm not gonna say it.
no, don't say it. I know exactly what you're gonna say.
What?
Do not say it. It's
Big
gonna.
nose.
Yes, I knew you were gonna say the nose, and I was like, please.
He has
Don't.
the biggest nose of all the actors in Hollywood. Sorry, just gonna say it, dude.
Sorry, I shouldn't have
Don't-
asked. Okay.
I knew exactly the moment I hesitated. I said,
I'm surprised though I
"Absolutely
didn't see the girl
not."
from Dexter. She's in all his other movies, so maybe she'll make a
She's
cameo. I don't know.
Is she in the she's not in the
Well,
cowboy
she
one.
said okay,
Bone Tomahawk.
she's in two, but she said in an interview she's like, I'll follow Zoller to the end. Like she said she'll be in anything he's in. So I'm like,
My baby.
My baby.
it's basically yeah, it's basically she's Michael Caine to
Christopher
Christopher
Nolan.
Nolan.
Nolan. Thank you.
I love it. Well, dude, yeah, I'm excited. I need to see Cuckoo. Keep that on a watch list. I also watched I showed you that Thelma movie. It looks like I don't look at home. I don't live. I don't think I
don't
live
live
it. I think
don't
I don't
feel
live
at
in
home in this
this
world
world. I
anymore.
don't feel at home
I
in
don't
this
think
world
I think I
I think I do. What
I
an
think it's
unfortunate. What a
we
what
haven't
an
we haven't
awful
reviewed
title
that
for
one
me.
either, dude.
I would like to
What have
do
we
that
been doing
movie,
with
yeah.
our lives? Ty's been picking Deadpool and Wolverine when we should be talking about I don't feel at home in
I
this
don't
world
remember
anymore.
picking Deadpool
You
and
did.
Wolverine, did I?
And guess what? That's the same director as Big Fat Liar. And you also picked his other movie, Project whatever it's called, with the space
Wait,
movie on
what's going on?
Netflix.
What's going on? What's happening? Sorry.
Remember
Wait,
somebody on our
Okay.
podcast, he
Adam
said
Project.
the Adam
The Adam
Project, he
Project.
said
Yeah.
Cube 2 was a better movie choice. The Adam Project. Suck it, Ty.
I honestly, you have to understand, that was a dark time in my life. No, I literally was like, it's the movie I've seen most recently. That's all it was. It was like,
Exactly. We'll pick
yeah.
some good movies.
well, sometimes
Okay.
talking about junk movies is kind of fun. Like we just did, what was an awful movie? Deadpool and Wolverine. That was a pretty awful movie.
Exactly. You picked again.
Well,
Junk.
what was we need to do I do Joker too. That movie's gonna suck.
I'd rather review Big Fat Liar, which is his first movie he directed.
I'm on the phone.
Movie is
Sir, I think we just hit a kid. God bless America and God bless Big Fat Liar.
His speech.
It's like, so what's this new pitch idea? I have no idea.
Done. Nothing. Zip. Dude, Paul Giamatti, he is so good.
Yeah, dude.
The Holdovers is proof of that. He is such a good actor.
he's so talented. It's crazy.
He's so talented.
And don't forget about Lady in the Water.
Dude, I love Lady in
He
the
was
Water.
the-
Guilty
no, he-
pleasure.
I will
Okay.
say he's the best part of that movie, but yeah, that movie doesn't hold up
Movie
on rewatch
sucks.
as much,
No, it
yeah.
does. I've rewatched it many
Mom's
times.
like,
Yeah.
Mom's like, I cry every time.
I do too. So good.
Do you not like it, Cameron?
No, I do not like it. It's like
Yeah.
everyone's special, and I'm like, not in this community. They're not.
Hey man, people look at me and say, "Why are you only working at one side of your body?" I'm like, what the fudge, dude? And the best part is like, and then Shyamalan is like, "There's gonna be an author, and he's gonna write the most incredible story. And he's gonna save the world." And he's like, "I am that person." That is so great. That is so great. So awesome.
I am M. Night
I'm
Shyamalan.
the writer. I'm the writer. His hands tell the greatest story of all time.
Oh my gosh,
He's the
dude.
god of the new world.
And then
I don't-
any critics of M. Night Shyamalan get torn apart by a grass wolf,
Yes.
dude.
Oh my
I
gosh.
will jump out of your
Ugh.
way at just a fraction with a moment to spare. He turns around, the dog just murders him.
Oh my gosh.
So
I
great,
would
dude.
be fine if you wanted to talk smack because I love that
No,
movie so
I'll
much.
say I will watch. You know, what would be great. I honestly wish in a good acting montage, I would just take that scene where he's, I would say, giving that blessing
Oh,
to what's her
told you.
actress's name? Blythe
Yeah,
or no? I
the
can't remember.
Ron Howard's daughter.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
That's why she's got that red hair. Okay.
Yeah.
Nepotism much? Anyway, uh, nepotism. It means that if your parents work in Hollywood, you get gifted special privileges. It's like Clint Eastwood's son. He's in everything, and you're like, this guy's not very good at acting. But
I
anyway,
like him in the Wrath of Man.
I know you were gonna say that. I knew exactly you were gonna say that. And I'm like, I
See,
think you
and
like
see,
Wrath of
you
Man
guys,
more than
you
you
would
like.
have wanted the ending where the guys, a squirrel, on the ground, like, like you're, but he
No,
just walks up, shoots him. Thank
no,
you. That's how you.
I think I would have preferred actually a scene where uh Jason Statham is just boxing at his reflection in the mirror, actually.
Oh my gosh.
What are you
That's
quoting?
I need to
a
hop
life
off.
less. No, 1 second. It's the foreign film. What was it? A serendipitous life, or what's it called? What's the Korean film where he kills the mob boss and at the end he's just
A
boxing
Bittersweet
in the
Life?
mirror? What was that? Bittersweet
Bittersweet
Life. Thank
Life?
you. The Bittersweet Life.
Oh, that's so good. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that's what I was quoting. I was like, yeah, at the end
Oh,
he's just Jason Statham boxing his reflection, and you find out none of it happened. Uh,
debatable. There's a flashback.
It was just a twinkle in the gleam in the eye of a mafia hitman. What was I gonna say? Last thing I was gonna say, and then I was gonna let you guys go. I forgot it. It's too bad. You guys missed
Peace,
out.
everybody. We love you.
Peace.
Leave us
God
an
loves you.
Leave us.
Guys, I
Get
just
help. If any of you are struggling with addiction, please seek out, get help. This has been Future Hidden Movie Gems.
just
Leave us an email,
America's amazing,
futuremovies@gmail.com.
guys. I've just been watching a lot of documentaries about what's his name, North Korea. We're so blessed.
Kim Jong Un.
They
Dude,
hate us because they Jordan.
I hate it because they. No, you're thinking of that's the interview, yeah.
That's
Leave us
Yeah.
an email,
Kim
future
Jong-un.
movies. Well, I know, but I'm just saying.
That's real Kim Jong Un.
That's real Winnie the Pooh, or is that China that
No,
doesn't like
that's
Winnie
Xi
the Pooh?
Jinping. Yeah, it looks like Winnie the Pooh. But Kim Jong Un looks like I don't know. I think Kwing Hong did a good job. I think he
Kwing-Hong.
looks just like him. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Future Hidden
Bye,
Movie
everybody.
Gems. Futuromovies@gmail.com. What is it called? Have you checked the email?
Peace.
I gotta
Futuromovies@gmail.com.
dip.
All
Love you
right,
guys.
love you.
Meals on Wheels. Meals on Wheels.
Bye.
Deals.